Hey guys, I'm gonna work on the 80s Corvette today. I'm gonna take the rear differential out and replace it with another one. We got some pretty good leaks coming from the front pinion. I got a low mile one that I want to put in it, and we're gonna keep the exhaust that's on it. It was fairly new and it's H-piped, so we already have new bushings here. These are fairly new bushings. Leaf springs seem pretty good. I do need to do a little bit of cleanup here. The pan in this is not great, so we might have to do some work on the pan. Looks like it needs some little more work. It's the first time I've been under it, you guys. I mean, other than just looking underneath it. Alright, anyway guys, let's get to taking this differential out. Alright? People never think about the guys, girls, whoever, that have to work on this stuff. So, to get my differential out, they took this exhaust and welded it through here. Well, there's no way you can pull this out without cutting or taking this transmission cross member out, which they moved at some point. I have no idea why. So we're going to take this loose and take these bolts out up there and the ones back here, and take this all out in one piece. I'm sure that's going to be nice and heavy and awkward. Alright, I got the exhaust out and the cross member. That was not fun, and probably not going to be fun putting it back in, but let me show you all this. And it looks like I got a leaking brake caliper, which is normal for these cars. Somebody didn't put the pin back in that. Ooh, that's a little sketchy if that comes out. Okay guys, I about got this taken out here, and I'm just gonna show y'all this piece here that goes across over to your trailing arm. I'm taking out the half shafts. Now these, when everything's up and tight together, these are kind of hard to get in and out. So I had decided that I'd just pull these 4 bolts and just slip it down, and that will definitely make it easier, and I can wiggle them around now and work the bolts in and out of it. So I think I'm going to do that. Putting it back on, I'm going to put this together and then push it up onto the new one. This is the old one. Fixing to drop it down. And up there is where I had a leak, and there's actually a little bit of clay in that, I guess, in the pinion bearing. Alright, I'll show y'all once I get this out. This is the differential that came out of it. If you look there, I don't know if I showed this, but limited slip clip has broken. Let those clutches spin, and well, I don't know if that'll show it. Yeah, shoot. Okay, it made a mark on the little piece there. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Alright, I took and got the little stub shafts out. They are this new one, well, used new, doesn't have very many miles on it. The gears are a whole lot tighter on it. It doesn't just free spin it. It's got a little, you know, preload on it. The one over there has almost absolutely no preload. But if you see, that's what's broken on the other one. That little thing. Plus, it's just got a whole lot more miles on it. Had some seals leaking on it. That one, the one I got, that these shafts are going in. Show you a difference. This came out of the one that's going to be going in it, the new one. This came out of mine. And if you notice, the cap size is different, the U-joint sizes are different. So to keep from having to go buy all new U-joints, we are going to keep from switching U-joints on this, because it just, you're talking 4 U-joints if I'm even going to start doing it. So we're just going to take my little stub shafts, stick them in the new one. They're still good. I am going to use the clips. The clips on mine were a little bit mushroomed, so we're going to use the clips that came out of this one, and we will clean this one up on the inside, get it good and ready, and we will stick those stub shafts in, which I'm sure are going to be really fun, because these little E-clip, well, snap rings were pretty fun to get off there, so I'm sure they're going to be just as much fun to try and get back on. Alright, I got the new one up in here. We're going to be, this is kind of makeshift right now. Couldn't get the front differential mount, so I'll have to pull that out later and fix it. This, how I had it all off in one piece, I just pulled it back up. I actually put a ratchet strap to this and hooked it back to here, and then pulled and with the ratchet strap and got each corner over the edge, and then just tapped it up with a hammer and used a spud bar to line these holes up. And we already got that one in, and we're going to put this side in and then put the springs. It's a lot better looking diff than what was in there. Old one right there. No, yeah, look at my spring mount, all chewed up and worn. So the springs were messed up, that holes broke off. This differential seen some abuse. Alright, we got the car shifted over to the other bay. We got it all put back together. So now we have a new rear end underneath it, new used, and the stub shafts are within tolerance. They have very little play. Spent the better part of the weekend doing this. It takes quite a bit of time. You need to have a way to get it high enough off the ground. You need to have another jack or a way to push up on the spring to get the spring bolts back into it. And other than that, I mean, we're done with that. And I'm still looking for an LS1 to stick into it and a 4L60, and hopefully we'll find that pretty soon. If y'all would like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is all all the dirt, everything that came out. I mean, this is dirt, guys. Like, that's not the ground. Well, it is the ground, but it's all dirt. I blew it all. Had a bunch of dirt up in these holes. I blew it all out. I mean, there had to be, it had to be caked up in there. That's, I mean, we're talking chunks, pieces of dirt. I'll probably end up hosing it out eventually, but right now we're just figure we'd clean it. Now, seen I had a bunch of dirt and stuff up in there. So, and possibly some rats, mice, whatever.